Hello, everybody. This is Chef Daniel Trzynski from Cooking and Chords, and I want to welcome you to the first ever Cooking and Chords podcast. I'm so excited here. This is a great way for me to tell you a little bit about myself, what I'm about, what Cooking and Chords is about, and to interview people on the show that are making things happen in the culinary world, in the entrepreneurial world, in the business world. I'm so very excited. And today my first guest is Illeana Barcia. Illeana Barcia is the daughter of a friend of mine who Tony Barcia did my logo from Lighthouse Graphics in Milford. He did my logo on my chef coats, and he's going to be doing a lot more stuff for me. And he told me his daughter was a chef. So I'm so excited. And she is the first person on my podcast. So she is a graduate of Platt Technical High School in Milford. She went on to earning her associate's degree at Johnson & Wales University, which is my college that I went to back in the 80s. She has a love for food and a love for food shows. She enjoys eating just as much as she does cooking. And I do too, it's evidenced by my stomach. She's on a quest to inspire others by spreading the message to people that food is fun. And it could be easy. And it could be creative. And she is also on a quest to empower young women to enter the food industry and thrive. During her journey, as she's still going through it, she's finding that it's harder and harder for women to get into the industry. And she went through a lot of hardships and struggles and challenges. And she wants to communicate that anything is possible once you put your mind to it and once you decide you want to do something, you can do it and overcome. She has an Instagram, Foodies and Booties. I can leave that up on the chat after. She's also going to be getting into Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And she's in the process of finishing up a blog page website. So I would like to introduce young chef and up-and-coming business owner, entrepreneur, Illeana Barcia. Hi, Illeana. Thank you for being on the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, this is fantastic.
This is. Very excited that it's your first virtual podcast.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'm excited. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what you've been up to.
Right now, let's see, so much. I've been working about 6 days a week. The beginning of quarantine, with all this COVID going on, I stopped working for a little bit, took some time off. I relaxed a little. I then realized that I wanted to get into cooking again and making recipes, creating different recipes. But I also enjoy healthy recipes. But there's so much food out there and so much variety that I want to be able to create different dishes that, about like 5 ingredients that you never thought would go together that can be put together. And I've been doing that. And it's been great. And then I realized, even since I was ever since I was like 16, I've always said I wanted to create a blog and post all the food I make and whatever videos I make and just share the recipes that you can live a healthy, balanced lifestyle and still eat whatever you want. And a couple years back, I was a little heavier than I am now. I lost a lot of weight and I love going to the gym. I still go 3 to 4 times a week. And being consistent with that showed me that I want to keep cooking. I want to do this. I want to show people these recipes. I want to inspire people that you can be healthy, but also if you enjoy food just as much as I do, eat whatever you want. There's so much out there in the world, so much out there. And I want to share it with everyone as much as possible. So I've been doing that. And I started and will be finishing a website / blog. And I want to be posting it and putting it up there to show everybody these recipes and that they're easy and they're fun and creative. They're different. And that you never thought that these ingredients would go together, but they do. So
that's so cool. Yeah. Figuring out a lot of good stuff to eat.
Yeah, there's so much out there. From breakfast to dessert, lunch, everything. There's so many different things. Last night I just made up a quick tomato mozzarella salad. It was just so easy. And it's things like that that are just in your fridge that you can make. Little things, and it's great.
It's good to clean out the refrigerator. Some people don't even know. A lot of people throw food out. You can really
Yeah,
kind of put that stuff together, and it saves you
right.
a lot of money and
Absolutely.
gets you the creative juices going, and you can make
Right, exactly. And you know what? It helps you. It's like you look at these things and you're like, can these two work together? If they don't work out together, then it's okay. But if they do, it's just like, wow, who would have thought this? And that's what's amazing to me.
Yeah, your dad told me you've created a lot of things like, oh, she just takes stuff out of the refrigerator and just puts it all together. It's like amazing, So
I
it's
know.
cool. Are they your guinea pigs?
What was that?
Are they your guinea pigs?
Oh my gosh, when I live on my own now, so when I was at home, absolutely, I was always cooking and stuff. I mean, my parents always cooked, don't get me wrong, but when I was home, my mom's favorite story is that like one day I was home. I just could not sleep. I don't know what it was. I was just up and I worked like a 15-hour day at the same time. I was just up staring at the four walls of my ceiling. I got up, went downstairs, opened the fridge. I was like thinking, what am I going to make? What am I going to do? My mom's sitting in the room because she couldn't sleep either. And she starts smelling like all these different smells. And she's like, what are you making? What's going on here? I believe I was like 16 or 17 at the time. And I just cooked up this bechamel lasagna and at 12:30 at night. And I was, motivated and inspired to do it. I had all these ingredients in the fridge, might as well. So she comes in and was like, what is this? What do I smell here? I was like, I'm making lasagna. She's like, it's 12:30 at night. And I said, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I couldn't sleep. So here we are at like 1 o'clock in the morning, stuffing our faces with lasagna. And it was pretty funny.
Oh,
Just
fantastic.
always had the house always smelling good.
So how did they play a part in your inspiration to want to cook? Because you went to a tech school at an early age and you picked culinary. You went through the process of going around and seeing all the shops, right?
Yeah, so
Did
that's what
you
happened
want
in
to
the
culinary
beginning.
before? Did you know you wanted?
No, so I believe my brother started it actually. So we my brother wanted to get into it first. He wanted to do culinary at Platt, and my parents thought it would be easier if me and my brother went to the same school, since we're the same age. So it's just so much easier for them. So he got the itch first, and I think I just slowly fell into it because at Platt Tech, when you start, you go through all the trades for I forget how long. I think a couple weeks, and you see what you like. There was from like hairdressing to auto body, culinary, automotive, IT, things like that. And then I got into culinary and I just started loving it. Then I started watching all these shows like Top Chef. There was Rachel Ray on. There was Iron Chef America, Chopped. All those shows are amazing. And I saw myself slowly getting into it. And I was like, what am I going to do from here? And in high school, I was like, I want to be a chef. And that's when I went on to Johnson & Wales and got my associate's degree from there. But it is very hard, even before and nowadays, that women getting into the kitchen. It's a little challenging. I
Yeah,
mean, I've had a few,
speak to that a little bit.
yeah, right, exactly. I mean, I've had a few jobs that's turned me down because I was a woman, because they didn't want me in the kitchen. I remember there was this one job, I think this when I was first starting out. Uh, the owner said, I'm sorry, I don't believe that a woman can be in this kitchen because she can't handle it. And with all the men being around there, it'd be a little tough. And I said, well, I think that is something that I need to do for myself. But I had other owners say the same thing. And that was a little upsetting. And I think hearing that made me slowly get out of being a chef in a hardworking kitchen because it is hard work. Long hours, holidays, weekends, 6 to 7 days a week. You're working almost 12, maybe 15-hour days. It's tough, very tough. Yeah.
Isn't it? It isn't easy. So you kind of got shied away from being a chef at that point.
Yeah, there was this place I was working at in Reading. I was a line cook there. And in the beginning, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Loved the chef. He knew my father for a long time. He did business with him. And he was great because I thought I could really learn a lot from him. And I thought this was a job. Wow, I'm going to get started. This is going to be my career. I can't wait to learn as much as possible. And unfortunately, he had left a few months in of when I got the job. I was very upset. And then a new chef came in. I just did not that I didn't like him, I just didn't think that I would learn a lot from him, not as much as the other chef. And I think that's what actually got me slowly getting out of it. And then ever since then, I was trying to find my way and see what I like to do. And now this is what I like to do. I like to create different recipes, come up with it, post about it, share it. And also at the same time, I enjoy being healthy. So I enjoy being healthy, going to the gym, also eating the right foods, what I'm putting into my body. And it's been a working process from there.
Wow. So do you have plans of getting back into the kitchen at all?
So actually, there was a job that I was going to go back into the kitchen, and I had a few training days, and I enjoyed it very much. And then right when quarantine hit, right when all this COVID stuff happened, everything shut down. Everything, all the restaurants, the schools, everything like that. And I was very upset because I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I was sad. I didn't know, like, I didn't have a plan from here because nobody expected this to happen, which is very unfortunate. But I then had a job lined up, or a job interview lined up for Yale University, and it was a catering manager assistant job. And I was so excited. I was like, wow, Yale, this is great. You know, great benefits, great school. I could probably learn a lot because I was doing a bunch of catering stuff before also. And I still wanted to be in food service. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a start. And I was very excited. The day of my interview, that's when all the schools shut down. So I got an email in the morning saying, I'm sorry, their schools are shutting down. We'll let you know about further positions when we're hiring again. That's when I just like hit a wall and was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm not working. I'm just, honestly, I was being a little lazy. But then I got into this. Then I got into making out a plan for a food blog and recipes and how I want it to look. And now I'm almost finished with it, and I want to be posting it and publishing it very soon.
So how did that light bulb, you know, come out in your head? At what point did you say, oh, wow, I want to do something different? Like, when did you pivot? Or what were you thinking about when you pivoted?
Pivoted from being a chef?
Being a chef, or just having like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do because the Yale thing didn't
work out.
You pivoted.
I think, yeah, definitely did. I think I was so upset for months at a time, and I don't know. So one day I was just driving around in my car. I drove maybe a few miles down the road just to like get out of my apartment because I was in quarantine and I was just stuck in the house. I wasn't really doing anything. I needed to go on a drive. I went on a drive for a few miles, and something clicked, something just snapped. And I was like, wow, I do not want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to feel down. I don't want to feel unhappy. I want to do something that I love. And doing something that you love just gets you motivated to keep doing more and keep researching and keep learning and just keep doing. And so far, ever since then, I've been doing it and been motivated.
Wow.
And yeah, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It was very hard in the beginning, but I think consistency is everything. If you work at it a little bit every day, that's it. You'll be successful. That's to anybody.
I share a similar story because I'm a culinary arts instructor in a high school.
Right.
And
right.
When they shut our schools down, we had to teach culinary via, computer, email, Google Classroom.
Was that hard?
Well, I got a little creative. I'm like, my kids need to see me doing things. So what I did was I started using some YouTube videos and creating questions on Google Forms and, you know, kind of sending them out to the kids. And that's what,
Right.
you know, that's what their assignments were. And I did a lot with pictures, and all the quizzes were visual.
Right.
But I said, I got to do my own videos. So I made about 7 or 8 of my own videos. Like I would cook my dinner, like when we were doing cooking methods.
Right.
You know, 5 or 6 different cooking methods. I just made my dinner for my daughter and I.
Yeah.
And I would post questions, and the kids started to like it. I started getting a little traction. And I'm a musician, so I play out in restaurants and bars. I play, you know, my guitar and sing.
Yep. With your
And
guitar.
for the pandemic, I couldn't go out there, so I created a Facebook Live on Fridays, and I've been doing it since March. You know, just I did an hour or so during the pandemic. Now I'm doing, you know, 20 minutes, half hour, because people are out and about. But
Right.
once I learned how to do Facebook Live, I said, you know, why don't I do a cooking show that's incorporated with music?
Right.
So
And you have the perfect title for it, Cooking Chords. I absolutely love that.
I created Cooking Chords, and this is me. My daughter took a picture of me, and I got it digitalized. And then I sent it to your dad, and we did, you know, he put the logo on there.
Yeah, I love
And I'm
that.
totally
I love the
branded.
logo. I love how dad can be incorporated in that and how he can create that for you. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. So I hired a business coach. I started working this thing, and I want to make, you know, I want to make an impact. I want to touch people's lives through food and music. And one of the ways is the show. It's a free show. But I also do, you know, cooking lessons too. I do Zoom lessons. I do private. Like if you wanted to have a group of girls over and you wanted to engage them, we cook a dinner on Zoom and I engage them and give everybody a job. Or I do group lessons where, you know, all different people that I don't even know from different homes can log on and learn a dish via Zoom. And I also do dinner parties. I have a couple clients this month that are doing actual in-house dinner parties. So I'm lucky that I'm able to go into their homes. I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna wear masks and use gloves and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Be safe.
And I sing and entertain as well. So I totally pivoted from what I was doing and creating.
Yeah, I remember. That's fantastic because I remember I'm friends with you on Facebook and I saw a Facebook Live that you did. You were making seafood, I believe. And then right after you took out your guitar and started singing. I was like, that's fantastic.
Funny, right?
Great.
People love it. I'm streaming tomorrow at a farm. It's corn season, so I'm going to do something with corn.
Yes, it is corn season.
But I enjoy it, so I pivoted it, and so that's what chefs do, right? We have to think on our feet, right?
Absolutely.
If the stove breaks or if the oven's not working, the food still has to go out. So we have to get creative in our mind and thinking we got to do it quick. So sometimes you're just going on instinct. So we do share a similar story. So you pivoted during the pandemic. You didn't let it get you down. You had your little pity party for a couple of weeks, and then you got out of it.
Got out of it. You know what? Yeah. You know what? You know, everybody lives in their head. And you know what? Look at the positive in things. Take this as a positive thing. You know, it's happening. It's very unfortunate. It's sad. The amount of businesses that have gone out of business, very terrible. But you know what? Take this, make this into something good. You know, how can we make it into something good? And, you know, just like you, if you love what you do, I think that's all that matters.
I know that business is going to be done differently. The landscape changed since the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, with the advent of the Zoom of a year, I've been using Zoom for a year for other stuff. But, you know, some people are proficient at using it. So now there's a lot of ways that things can be done more efficiently.
Right. Like what you said before on how you did virtual Zooms, like with cooking and things. I think that's actually pretty creative. I think that's, you know, how else are you going to do it? I mean, you found a way and you took care of it.
Yeah. So I appreciate people that think on their feet and don't let their situation get down, and they don't define themselves by their situation. They don't define themselves by the situation.
Me personally, I did that for a very long time. And I think it just got to me at one day and was like, no, can't do this anymore. Can't feel this way anymore. and it actually puts a toll on your body, it puts a toll on your mental health. You know, you always want to feel good, you always want to feel happy, you always want to see. My biggest thing now is that I need to keep moving. If I don't keep moving, I just get twitchy and antsy, and just I always have to do something, and there's always something to do.
Yeah, keep your mind going.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like how they say in the kitchen, there's always something to be done.
So let me ask you, can you speak about some of the things that, how can you help young women? What can you tell them? What can you tell young women that want to get into this industry and sometimes are hit with roadblocks and challenges?
Personally, I think that, keep fighting, keep doing it. I think my biggest thing was that I did not fight for myself enough. I did not stand up for myself, and um, I didn't say the things that I wish I said, where, I said in my head, but I just didn't say out loud. And that is something that you need to do. Always fight for yourself, always stand up for what you believe in, always talk about things. If you love it, keep doing it. If this job doesn't get it, okay, the next one will. Or if this one, the next one will. You have to keep trying, because if you don't keep trying, then it's just going to be a downhill battle, and it'll be hard for you or for someone. And I think that you always need to say what you believe. And you know what? And it is upsetting how, if one job doesn't work out, that you were really looking forward to it, yes, it puts you down. It makes you upset, makes you a little depressed. But you got to keep trying. You got to keep going. And right now, it is a little hard because of what's going on. But if there's anything that I can say, is that you have to always, fight for what you believe in. And I think that is the biggest thing. And keep working at it every day, every single day. Consistency is everything. I've said that 100 times with anything. It could be with food. It could be with what you're doing every day. Having a schedule or having a plan, having goals. Write down your goals, write down your plan for life. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line? You can have short-term goals, long-term goals. Just on a piece of paper. That's what I do. I do that now. I have a book, actually. I'll show you. I know people can't see this, but I have this little book, and it says, be bold, take risks, live life, lead by example, trust your gut, what you feel. And there's just so many different, pages of what I'm writing down, like recipes, goals. Oh, that's the wrong page, but recipes, goals that I have for the week, for the day, for the year, and then the next 5 years. And then I also have 10 years. So I have different parts, and I write down things every day. What was that?
Like a journal.
Yeah, pretty much like a journal. Because in my opinion, if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. I will forget it like that. There's there is a whiteboard on my fridge that I have, and it's like workout, diet plan for the day. Or I'll have another section that's like for the week. And I'll write down what meals I'm going to make for the week, or what recipes I'm going to make with what's in my fridge. Because if I don't write it down, I will not do it. That's my motivation.
I use my telephone for everything. I put it in my Google Calendar and Google
Yep.
Texts. But I still need to write down a little list for like a little punch list myself. I have a little steno pad, and I write things down.
Yep.
And there's a line in the middle, and I put business on one side, personal, and then business on the other, so I differentiate.
Right.
Otherwise, I forget.
Exactly. There's so much going on in one person's life. You can't remember everything. So with things like this, what you're doing every day, it's great. I think it's great, and it's right there in front of you too. It's always going to be there.
Awesome. I want to show some pictures that we have.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like I just didn't know how many to send. I tried to send like as much as I could. I mean, I could definitely send more. Oh, here we go.
All right, let's see. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay. Ooh,
I had a lot of these already out when I
I know.
started from the beginning. So this is,
Fine. Okay, so these are pretzel M&M brownies, but they are actually protein brownies. I love the brand Kodiak Cakes. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not,
no,
but they are protein pancakes, and they're healthier for you. They're 100% whole grain, and they're absolutely delicious. I will never go back to a regular pancake mix again, like Bisquick or anything like that. So I made pretzel M&M brownies. I had these pretzel M&Ms in my fridge for, I don't know, a month. And like I would just pick at them. And I'm like, I want to make something with these. And I found a brownie, Kodiak cake brownie bag in my cabinet. I was like, let's mix these together. So I did the bag of brownie mix, added chocolate chips, two different kinds of chocolate chips. And then I chopped up some chocolate. I melted it over the stove, made like a little ganache, poured that inside the brownie batter, mixed that all together. Then I baked them with the pretzel M&Ms inside, and they came out delicious.
so those are killer, chocolatey, pretzel-y.
Yeah, everything. You get like there's sweet, there's salty, there's chocolate. Oh, it was delicious.
So what's this now?
Oh, okay. So these are crostinis. So I used a loaf of baguette, cut it up into slices, goat cheese. The topping is pancetta mixed with heirloom tomatoes, balsamic, and arugula sprinkled on top. The arugula is mixed with like a little olive oil.
That looks really, really good.
They came out
This
amazing.
looks like a noodle bowl or lo mein.
That is a noodle bowl. So I love ramen. I love ramen, pho. There's this place in Fairfield and in New Haven called Mecca Noodle Bar. And I don't know if you've been there or not, but they give you these big bowls of noodles, and it's like in a broth with chicken and vegetables, and it's just delicious. So I was like, I want to make ramen one day. So that is steak fajita ramen. Absolutely love steak fajitas.
Looks
But
like a
I
little
also,
egg in here, a little fried egg.
yeah, and that's a over easy egg in there. And I was like, I want to make, noodles, but I also want steak. How do I make these two come together? So it's actually part Japanese and part American, if you could say, because the noodles are Japanese udon noodles. I mixed the steak with Japanese seasonings, and I just threw peppers, onions, jalapenos, and mushrooms in there, I believe. Made like a light sauce with it, made a little ramen bowl. It was really good.
Wow, that looks great.
Mm,
Let's see what else we have here.
there's so many.
What are
Chicken fajita nachos, one of my faves. This is honestly one of the easiest dishes to make because, I mean, who doesn't like a good plate of nachos? It's cheesy, there's chicken, there's guac, sour cream, avocado. It was so easy, and it's actually, I enjoy food that's like big and always needs to be so much more. Like my eyes are bigger than my head. So it's a double layer, and then you put the chips on the bottom, cheese, more chips, more cheese, add your toppings like your chicken, a little more cheese, bake it or broil it for maybe 5-10 minutes till the cheese is all melted. Add your toppings, sour cream, guac, jalapenos. And if
beautiful?
you don't like all of that stuff, you don't have to put any of that. Put the toppings that you love.
Right,
Mm,
beautiful.
yeah.
This looks
Mm.
like some type of avocado toast or an avocado egg.
Avocado toast. I love avocado toast. This is sourdough bread. Sourdough bread, I think, for avocado toast has great flavor.
Awesome.
There's the sourdough, the layer of goat cheese, avocado. The avocado is just smashed with salt and pepper, a little crushed red pepper, and that is turkey bacon and then a fried egg on top. I love either over eggs or sunny side up eggs. Just having the drip, the yolk just drip. It's like a good scoop. It's like a sauce almost. It's like you get to scoop up the delicious bread with all of that yolk.
Unbelievable. Let's see what else we have.
So good. I have so many. I could send you more. This is monkey bread.
Oh
This
yeah.
is chocolate chip monkey bread, and put a little chocolate drizzle over the top.
That's a
That actually came out very good. And what I used for that was Pillsbury Grand biscuit dough. I just cut it into 4 pieces, tossed it together with some butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and threw in some chocolate chips in there, chocolate drizzle, baked it for like a half hour. It came out great. The next one I want to try for monkey bread is peanut butter monkey bread. And I want to try and do like either a raspberry jam or maybe a black cherry jam drizzle.
Oh, like a peanut butter jelly kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not so good. Want to try it out.
Eggplant. Is this eggplant?
So for Christmas, that is eggplant. For Christmas, my brother got me an air fryer. I have always wanted one because I've seen them everywhere. I had friends who have them, said they loved them. So my air fryer that I have, it's like an oven, conventional oven. There's toast, warm, and an air fryer. So those are eggplant chips, and I air fried them. And they take 5 minutes, 6 minutes maybe. And it's tossed with a little cayenne, a little chili powder, liquid smoke, and a little salt and pepper and olive oil. The sauce that's with it is roasted red pepper aioli.
Beautiful.
And they came out, what's great about an air fryer is that they came out so crunchy too. They tasted exactly like chips, like barbecue chips. It's amazing how that happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Like lettuce tacos.
So these are Thai lettuce wraps. So that's Boston lettuce. I like the Boston lettuce for this kind of stuff because it's bigger. You could hold it easier like a taco, and it fits really well with all of the toppings that's in there. So it's Boston lettuce. You have chicken that's with a Thai chili sauce, scallions, sliced tomatoes, sliced red onion, sliced cucumbers, sliced carrots. Then you have some chopped nuts and then a peanut Thai sauce in there.
That's a nice knife cuts here, chef.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
These are protein pancakes. Like I said before, the Kodiak cake mix.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Pancakes are probably one of my favorite breakfast foods. I feel like you can put anything on pancakes. These are cookie butter pancakes. So it's the protein pancakes, cookie butter, some chopped cookie butter cookies, and a little more cookie butter on top. And then what I put with it, the syrup is actually a bourbon maple syrup.
Wow.
Cookie butter bourbon maple syrup. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I'm getting hungry, Illeana. I'm getting hungry.
I know. I'm so sorry. Well, what's funny about this picture actually is that, I'm sorry, but what's funny about the pancake picture is that I have a friend on Instagram who I actually didn't know who I went to school with. I met him through the gym, and he went to the same college, went to Johnson & Wales as well. And there was also another friend of his that does these challenges on Instagram where he'll cook something and then the other person will cook something and then they'll share their posts about it together, which I think that's amazing. So this friend, he challenged me to a pancake challenge. And I said, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with pancakes? There's so many, and I love pancakes. There's anything you could do with them. So we did that. He made Japanese style pancakes with fruity pebbles on them. The colors that were in his dish were amazing. And then I made these, and we had a challenge together who had like the best pancake dish. Wow. His looked unreal too. But yeah.
My friend John Adio from Adio's Fire and Ice here in Shelton.
Yeah.
It's a Fruity Pebbles cheesecake.
Fruity Pebbles cheesecake.
Twizzler cheesecake. He makes a bunch of creative stuff, really good stuff.
That's funny. I wanted to try one of my favorite cereals is the Cheerios Oat and Crunchy. It is so good, and I wanted to make a cheesecake out of that. I feel like you can use the cereal at the bottom for like a crust.
Absolutely. That's what he did. And he put the Fruity Pebbles inside the cake, and they've topped them with a little Fruity Pebbles. I mean, I love Fruity Pebbles, so.
Yeah. I honestly haven't had Fruity Pebbles that much. I feel like I just see them and it's like I know they're good, but I feel like I just don't buy them myself that often. But they're a good sweet treat. I mean, hey, next to me I have right here actually. I was eating some before we started this podcast. I had maple Cheerios.
Oh,
And
honey nuts. I had the honey nuts this morning dry. I like to eat them dry.
so funny. Yeah, they're so good. So good.
Wow, look at this. What? This is some type of skillet biscuit or something?
Yeah, so this actually was the first recipe I did the cast iron when I got it. Love my cast iron 12-inch. It's fantastic. You can cook anything in there. These are pesto and mozzarella stuffed biscuits. I honestly just used Pillsbury Grand biscuits, like the same ones that I used for the monkey bread, and stuffed them with pesto and mozzarella, just made a little ball, put them in, and they were all close together. So when they cook, they'll expand and they'll blow up a little bit. So then on top, cooked on top with it was garlic butter. And then I put basil, sun-dried tomatoes, a little more garlic butter, and a little Parmesan cheese. Those came out really, and one of my favorite things. Yeah, a little biscuits on the side.
Beautiful.
One of my favorite things is when you open it, the cheese pull that you get, like, fried mozzarella, just a nice, yes, the stringiness.
That's beautiful.
So good.
Wow.
Amazing.
I'm gonna stop sharing. That's awesome.
There are so many. I mean, even like that. So like with what I like to do is, when you get food at the store, at the supermarket, there's a lot of it and you don't usually use all of it for just one dish. So it's like, how can we use that in another dish? So then there was one time where I made a baguette pizza. So I did pesto, garlic butter, pesto, mozzarella, tomatoes, and some basil on top. And that came out really good also. And then I used up the rest of the ingredients.
Wow,
Because you gotta make a dish with the other ingredients that you have. Yeah.
You can even serve that if you wanted to, that mozzarella bread with a side of like red sauce. Dip it in the red sauce.
Dip it in red sauce, absolutely. I had
like gorgonzola sauce or cream.
I love gorgonzola sauce. Gorgonzola cream sauce on a nice steak.
Oh yeah, that's nothing like it. I love the sharpness of the cheese and
yeah.
The cream.
That's what I mean. So how do you feel about, that's actually very good that you bring that kind of thing up because you like sharpness like that. So this isn't cheese, but how do you feel about cilantro?
I love cilantro. In fact, I just did a Facebook Live yesterday. Just my cilantro is bolting and the coriander seeds are on the top. And I use those I dry them out and I use them for seeds for next year. And I also use them as a spice.
Oh, that's great.
Love cilantro. I never liked it as a kid. I thought it tasted like soap.
That is so funny that you say that because I was going to say, have you ever heard the term where somebody says it tastes like soap?
Absolutely.
I have never experienced that.
I don't know. It works really good. It really works good with not only Latin flavors, but it works great with ginger. It works great with Asian food.
Yes.
It works good with sushi.
Love sushi. Have you ever made sushi before?
Yeah, oh yeah, I make it with my students.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because I want to try and make sushi next.
That's simple.
Yeah.
You got to go to a sushi place and watch the guy's technique.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. You walk into a place and you pick up stuff. You just out of the corner of your peripheral, you're watching, and you're like, oh, that's how they do that. So a lot of it is just stop, look, and listen.
Absolutely. That's why I love going into different restaurants or new restaurants I haven't been to before because I love to see everything. How do they do it? Or if you go to like a similar restaurant, wow, so they do it this way, but this person does it another way. There's always different techniques. And especially chefs who are working there, they always find new and different techniques, as the days go on. And I find that incredible.
And then you can think of new once you see something like that, now it sparks an idea in your mind, and the wheels start to turn, and you're like, wow, I can do this with that.
Yes, exactly. That's why that's why I always say there's always something to learn, always something to see out there.
I love the cast iron bread. That was one of my favorites there. And the cookie butter. I never worked with cookie butter before.
Oh, it's amazing.
You make it yourself. You can make it yourself.
You can make it yourself. It's pretty easy.
Simple.
Yeah.
Wow,
Just
I am
honestly,
a lot talking to you, Illeana. This is fantastic. This
oh,
podcast is great. I know it's going to help
yeah.
other people because your story is incredible.
Yeah, you know what? I think, yeah, I know what, and you said you have a similar story as well. So I find that fascinating where, you know, you're introduced to new people and you share similar stories, and it's like, wow, you know what? There's other people there's other people out there like me, and you're not alone. You're not going alone.
I'm the only weirdo. There's other weirdos there, you know? Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And you know what? I knew, like, once my father introduced me to you, my father has never steered me wrong. Neither has my mother, but they've never steered me wrong or never lied to me about anything. So I knew that this would be a good thing.
Yeah, I was excited when my kids are chefs. I go, you gotta be kidding. I go, I gotta have them on my show.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely. I enjoy it.
I'm so excited about what's going on with food and what you're doing. It's very, really inspiring. And, you know, what I'm doing with Cooking and Chords, it just, we're bringing the love of food and togetherness through food and music. I mean, because let's face it, food brings people together.
Brings people together. Exactly. I say that all the time. You know what? That's why I always loved when people go out to restaurants or people sit home and have a meal together, because you know what? You're sitting down, you're talking, and it's through food. It's something that you created and you put into your mind, and you did this, you know, and you're doing it through music also.
Yeah, I love it.
And there's other people that can connect through that, and that's fantastic.
I'm doing a fundraiser on Thursday in Oxford.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for an organization called Team. I don't remember what the acronym was for, but they help. They do Meals on Wheels. They help the elderly. It's a fundraiser, and they go out and help people. And they're usually they do a big dinner, you know, but because of the COVID, we're going to do it remotely. So I'm going to go in there and do a cooking segment. I'm really excited. I'm going to bring my guitar, and then I have it next. I think it's on the 19th or the 20th or something with the chamber. I'm going to be playing the guitar for a chamber event at a winery.
Oh, really? What winery?
Jones Tree Farm. Jones Winery. They have a winery there at Jones in Shelton.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be an outside venue because of COVID, but yeah, I'm gonna be playing for about an hour. It's gonna be great, you know, because I'm a chamber member. It's great to get out there and I've gotten a lot of traction about the food, being a chef, and people. It just, you know, you can connect very simply with people, very easily with people when you talk about food. Because most everybody loves to eat.
It's fantastic.
You know.
Yeah.
Most everybody loves to eat.
Absolutely.
Wow, Illeana.
I mean, how can you not love food? There's so much variety out there. There are so many different foods. I mean, to be honest, everybody judges me for this, but I am not a fan of bananas.
No, huh?
No, and I don't know why. And I feel like I can cook with them, but I just, for some reason, I used to love them as a kid. I think I'll get back into them because you know how everyone's taste buds change like every 7 years.
Yes.
I think I can get back into them. That's just one thing for some reason I can't get into so much. But they're so good for you.
I'm putting a link in here. It's underscore, right? Foodies and Booties?
Yeah, so foodies _and _booties. That's the Instagram handle.
Okay, that's Illeana's Instagram handle. At
yep.
foodies _and_. Oh, I spelled it wrong. At foodies and
B, yeah.
B,
Booties.
yeah, TIES, right?
Mm-hmm.
Foodies and booties. I'm not a typist. I tell you
That's
that.
fine. That is okay.
Foodies
You know how
and
to say it, so that's what matters.
there you go. That's
There
it.
we go. Yeah,
So
that's
check
it.
out that handle, folks. Go on her handle. She's got some really cool pictures on there and information that where she's going to be, what she's going to be doing, where she's going to be going. What's your next step? What are you going to do next? What are we looking forward to seeing from you?
Right now, I'm hoping in about, not hoping, I can't say hoping, I want to say I'm doing. In a week, I will be publishing my website and blog, and I will be sharing that on Facebook, Instagram, I'll be having YouTube and Twitter, all of those together. And that is the next step. And I want to get this out there. I want to get the content out there. And you know what? I love doing it, so I want to keep doing it. I want to stay and stick to it. And I'm so happy.
That's awesome. Well, I really, really appreciate your time getting onto this podcast, and it was incredible to hear your story and what you're doing. I'm proud of you from what you're doing at such a young age, getting out there and putting yourself out there, putting your content out there, your pictures, and just giving of yourself. And you're sticking up for yourself too. I think
More so now than ever. More so now than ever. And I feel like especially now during these times, it's more important than anything, because it'll be tough for a while, but I think it'll be worth it. Keep a positive mindset, keep consistent with it. And I want to keep going. This is just the start.
I tell my students all the time to don't pray for less problems, pray for better skills.
Exactly.
The challenges and problems are going to come, and all they are is opportunities for you to rise up and conquer. And the next one's going to be a bigger one, but your skills are going to get better.
Absolutely.
And after a while, you're just going to get used to problems. I mean, that's what entrepreneurs do. They solve problems. Yes. We are solving problems in the kitchen for people.
Yeah.
Your content, your story is going to help others.
Yeah.
You're not giving, you're not living, right?
Exactly. I love that. Absolutely love that. Would tell that to everybody. And it's just so, I think it's actually fantastic how there's actually so many more people out there like me or like you, for example. And you know what? You're not alone. You may think that you're alone, but you are absolutely not. So many people. But
you can speak to a lot of people's pain.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of pain. There's going to be failures. There are going to be hardships. You know, not everything will be successful at the start, but you got to keep trying and always stick up for yourself. Always fight for yourself. We'll tell that to anybody.
Something doesn't work out, there's always a blessing in there somewhere, something to learn, something to.
Yeah. There's always, I always say, there's always something good in something. Even if it's the worst thing ever, something good will come out of it. And if you keep telling that to yourself, you will see a difference.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to getting you on the show again.
Absolutely.
And, thank you, Miss Illeana Barcia, Chef Illeana Barcia.
Thank you. I thank you for having me. This was great. It was great talking to you.
Looking forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Okay.